Hello everybody and welcome to this video. This is part 6 in our playthrough of Motorsport Manager 2016 on the PC. Last time out we had quite a decent result. We're going to click on the calendar and then on our dens because Santa Ana managed to finish in second place last time out. I don't know if it was luck, but she did quite well because she managed to hold that place all the while whilst making the same sort of pit stops as everyone else. We did have the advantage of starting out on the wets last time, whilst everyone else just started out on the intermediates, and she did manage to get quite a good distance in the first 2 laps before it was necessary to swap down the tyres. So she did quite well, but I think we suit, as I said in the last video if you watched it, I think we suit the shorter races. Munich's only 15 laps, so I'm not sure what the how much fuel we're allowed to put in the car, because in this series 3 you are it just sort of forces you to try and make 2 stops. Although if you run the engine mode on low you can get away with doing 1, which can sometimes help, which is depending on the fuel, it's going to be the strategy that we run for Maya Latinen. Still not sure how to pronounce the name. Because basically I do think that gives us a chance, but the last time, 2 times I've actually tried it, I can't remember if it happened in Milan, but did it? Didn't actually tell us what the conditions were like. But in Ardennes we did sort of get messed up because of the way the rain started. So she did have to make 2 pit stops in the end to change tyres from intermediates down to, I think we went onto the softs. And then once again a change, so everyone got one of their early pit stops in. So everyone sort of ran the same strategy in the last race. So Munich, have we got any weather for it? We've got all clear for practice and cloudy for the race. So there could be a chance of rain, but I'm not quite sure. But I'm going to go ahead and click continue to get the car repaired. Car repairs finished. We're not really, we should be working on improving the reliability of some of these, even though we're not going to put 0 on it, it still does put some on. So what other parts are we actually running in the car? Why are we actually working on the gearbox still? So that's the wrong gearbox. No idea. Is that her car? Yeah, we're working on the gearbox in Santa Ana's car. We're working on the gearbox in her car. And it's really her reliability that could do what we do going on. So because she's got a start that don't make it drop, so we should do those 2 since they're the lowest. We'll try and concentrate on those, and basically we should be able to get these fully up to grade 16 days before the next race, so it will give us a chance to work on 2 other parts before that race. We've still got our new staff member, keeping him, and we're going to look to replace her before the end of the season, depending on how much money we get, because we've got 1.5 million so far. We are putting away $1 million for next year's car, so we're actually making some quite good money, because we're also on top of that making over $1 million a race, depending on where we finish, because we've got 967,000 coming in per race, plus the amount of whatever sponsorship bonus we choose, and we should be getting some offers from this. We do have a couple of offers, but I'm going to wait until the next race before we actually accept them, because these are not things that we're actually going for. I think if on the shorter races we're going to wait for this one, because it does give us an extra 450,000. But yeah, so we're not actually going to be designing any new parts this season. We're basically going to be putting as much of this money into next year's car as we can. Maybe not all of it, but not all of the car, because we are aiming to try and upgrade this. At some point it's going to let us, but at the moment we're not allowed to go into the red, because this type of spending is simply unacceptable. Either make some money at a race weekend or bring down your per race cost by firing more expensive members of staff. But we've got 5 races left, so we're going to make an extra 5 million around that. So hopefully by the end of the season we should be allowed to put some money down on upgrading the factory, which should help us out for next season. But we're going to go ahead and continue anyway, because we need to get to the next race. That's the British Grand Prix that we're going to have to stop for. We've got rumours of Merja Vinen leaving Vexela. It's not really anything to do with us, but she is a decent driver in this series. She's up here in 5th. But we're sticking with our 2 drivers anyway. We're not going to make any changes to that this or next season, I don't think. Because neither of them are the best driver, but Santana's got a good boost for being with the team for so long with the same mechanic, and Meyer, of course, is a pay driver. Now Harry Chapman, as I say every time on this thing, is the equivalent of Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes, and they are both, Chapman and Steinman, running away with that season, whilst the Williams equivalent is in 2nd, Ferrari in 3rd, whereas the Red Bull team are all the way down in 5th behind the equivalent of the McLaren team. So that's quite an interesting series right there. Everything is still the worst. Don't know if we've got a vote coming up soon. That's after the next race, the next vote, so that'll be in the next episode, the next vote, where we are voting on longer practice sessions. I think that's it, I'm not sure, but coming up to this where the performance work is done. So we should have our gearbox. I'm going to stop that because it's not going to stop it automatically for us. So we've got performance work complete, so we lost a couple of days. I don't know why the game doesn't stop when the performance work is done. It seems to keep jumping past. Basically now we have got the gearbox up to the level that it can be upgraded to. So that's the best it's going to get. The engines are pretty decent. We're not going to work on those. We're going to see if we can get the brakes up to level 14 days after the race. So they're probably going to go up a little bit. Not fully done for this race, but by... We should have gone straight on that because we do need the brakes for this one. But by the time we get to the British Grand Prix, we're going to have our fully upgraded brakes. It's still going to be the worst brakes on the grid, but at least, as in the case of this one, they're not going to make us go shooting over. I wonder if we swap these around, it makes any difference. No. He's a bit better on performance, he brings it down 1 day. So we're going to go ahead and click continue once more. Got the Oklahoma race coming up in the Asia Pacific Super Cup series. Costa wins. Did he win there? No, he came 2nd, but he's got good distance, and Boa are starting to pull away. So Boa, yeah, we'll be going up to the equivalent of the Formula 1 series, and then another World Motorsport Championship race coming up. They run more like the F1 schedule, so they usually run 2 in a week's in the space of a week, and then have a 2-week break and run another. Whereas our series, we do have a good, sometimes 3, is it? Or something, usually 4 weeks break between them. Chapman actually finished down in 9th with that, but still running away with the championship, and so Mercedes equivalent still running away with it. So I think we're getting close now. Problem found with ECU. I spotted a problem with the electronic control unit. I should have seen it sooner. We can fix it, but it's going to cost us. If we don't act now, I'm worried that we'll lose some of our fuel efficiency. So what is our fuel efficiency? I don't really want that to go down to 3 stars, because we are sort of reliant on our fuel, because we do have platinum running in low engine mode to try and conserve fuel so she can make the 1 stop. And Santa Ana, that's the name. We have her running in the higher engine modes because the condition of her car doesn't drop. So she could do with all the petrol she can keep. Go ahead and do that, and we're nearly at the Munich Grand Prix now. We're travelling to Munich. We'll have one last look at this car. See how far along. So we did make some improvements in the brakes before the race, and a little bit of improvement in the reliability though. So basically we don't have to worry about breaking down during the race now. It's such a small amount of money. I think I'm going to go ahead and click for 9th again. Whether we won't get in this race, because I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what type. I'm not sure how much fuel we can actually put in the car for this race. Like in the 13 lap races, you're allowed to put 6 laps of fuel in at a maximum, which means if you do run the engine mode in low, you can just about get through the whole race by doing one stop. Whether the 15 lap race lets you put 7 laps of fuel in, I don't know. It might even let us put a 6 in, which means we're going to struggle trying to do the one stop strategy around a 15 lap race course. But hopefully it does let us do that in the end. And look at this, so we've got 15 laps, so both drivers should be able to run the softs on both for all stints. So we do it over quiet. We'll try and work this out. We got it totally wrong last time. That's some straights, but I don't want to. We need a good mix between acceleration and this, but he does want us to drop it down, or her mechanic wants us to drop it down. Whether the mechanic's recommendation is actually any good because he's only 2 stars, I don't know, but we'll go ahead and just see what we can do. We'll take it up a tiny little bit. We won't do much, and we'll leave it at that for her. We'll see what she says. She wants higher downforce, so we'll do her. We'll put her angles up a little bit more to bring it down. And of course, we'll copy Santa Ana's setup. Should we do that? We'll do that. We'll just drop these as well for a little bit of. Just see if that makes any sort of difference. We'll go ahead and run those. As I keep repeating myself in every playthrough of practice. I'll go ahead and pause that for a second whilst we send them out. As I say in every sort of video that we do, there's not much time to do practice. It's 12 minutes and the time's accelerated, so we get to do about 6 laps. Of course, 4 of those laps are in and out laps, so we get 2 actual laps of race time. We could send them out and bring them back in to get feedback on the car, but these cars, lost my train of thought there. The AI cars don't get the chance to do that. At least I don't think they do that, but I think they just keep it the same stint. So we only get 2 feedback ratings each practice session. We'll let her get out a little bit before we send her out. We'll go ahead and have her push on these tyres because that's what she should be doing. That's what she'll be doing throughout the race while Santa Ana. So we'll see what sort of lap she can get. Whether she runs into any traffic around this track as she's doing her main lap, we'll see. There's quite a few cars coming out of the pits. She's getting held up, so we're not going to get a good idea from this lap of what sort of time she's really setting. She says the handling is superb, so we shouldn't have to, and she's happy with the handling too, so we shouldn't have to change that. Whether the downforce is correct or not, we'll have to wait and see. And she's not doing too bad, but of course no one else has set a time. She wants to turn down the aero setup, it's far too high, so we're going to have to increase the wing angles. She's actually doing quite well there, she's pushing on that, but everyone else has done the medium tyres so far. We have set quite a decent time off that lap. She is 3 seconds quicker than her teammate, and she's really happy with the gear ratio. So basically, we just got downforce to sort out on this car. I believe, is she happy with it? No, she's not. She said they were perfect, but she's not fully happy with everything. So she does want that a bit more like that, which does affect everything else a little bit. Should we try and give her a bit more oversteer? Maybe a bit more acceleration, see what that does. And we've got tons of tyres, so we'll give her a new set. And again, we'll set to push a bit nearer the end. So she was more happy with the handling. Was quite happy with the speed balance. I think we'll try and copy what we did. We can drop that right down. She was really unhappy with that. Maybe she does want. And try with a really high wing angle. We'll put it like that, and then probably we'll put that back in the middle. So we'll see. We'll put that back in the middle as well. We'll see what that does. I don't know whether we're going to run her on a medium tyre at some point. She's going to try and run long. Whether that's right on the limit. Put her on a medium tyre and see what sort of time she can do. I want to see how much time she loses by doing this, because this is how she'll probably be driving during the race. The centre runner's on her outlap, she's coming round, she's got a bit of a gap, so she might be able to get decent timing without hitting any traffic. There's a couple of cars coming out of the pits, whether she can get past them on this straight before they come out. I think she's going to get slowed down around these corners. She's happy with the downforce now. Where it is, can she get round there quick enough? Let's see what sort of time she can get. She's not doing too badly at the moment, she's in 12th, she's a bit closer then. I think she was nearly a second down on the last time out at that point. Latinen's happy with the downforce as well this time. She's only about a second down. How far is she behind? 3 seconds behind, so she can keep that up then. And she's up into 9th, so she's not doing too badly this time in this car. Although she is running the softer tyre and everyone else is running medium, but I think that gives us a good indication that a lot of these cars are going to go soft, medium, soft during the race, whereas Santa Ana is going to go soft, soft, soft. And Latinen's going to go medium, soft, I would hope. So I don't know what time she got. She got a 1:47, so 5 seconds down with the whilst everyone's freshening. So she's going to lose some time early on, but basically she is at the front of the grid, so she's going to hold them up. She's really, I think that's about as good as we're going to get. We might drop downforce a bit more. And she's happy. Most of everyone's sort of happy with that. I'm sort of happy with that practice session. I'm going to go ahead and look at the strategies now once all the other cars have come into the pits and see what kind of strategy we can come up with for this race. Basically we're going to have centre and a push hopefully, as much as we can, because she does that luxury. Although she's not on the front of the grid anymore, Santa Ana, she is. Should we go ahead and do that? Should we try and give her a bit of a boost? She don't really need the engine, don't really need to look after the engine. Or is it better to have the fully conditioned engine rather than a 5% performance increase? Would keeping that at 90%, I'm not sure how to set. We'll go ahead with that because that's what got us through the last race. She's going to go on the soft tyres at the end, so she could do the race trim. So we're going to go have a look at this. So she's starting in 7th place. 94. We won't mess with that just in case we do anything to. It's 6 laps, so we're not going to be able to run the one-stop strategy for Latinen. Still can't pronounce the name. So 6, I think. She's not going to be able to push for the entire race, otherwise she'll have to do more than 2 pit stops. We're going to go ahead and do that. So it's Latinen that we're sort of stuck with now. 3 sets of soft tyres is probably going to be better. How much difference in performance is 2.5 to just over 3 tyre wear? So these do last quite a while, so if we can get 7 laps out of them. What should we do? Yeah, she's starting first, so we'll see if we can keep her at the front of the grid. I'm not going to mess about too much. I do want her to last a bit longer though, so we're not going to have her push right from the out because we do want Latin to get ahead since she's got the better car. And we're going to try and use her to hold up the rest of the field a little bit. So let's go ahead and start this race. Let's just see what we can do. Santana's all the way back in 7th. We won't speed the game up just yet. We'll see what we can do. So Latinen keeps first place off that into the first corner. She's got it round there. And she keeps first place, and Santa Ana back there moves up into 6th place, so she does well. Up into 5th even. So she got away well off the line, and she's going to push for 4th, is she? No. No, can she get round the outside? Go up a little bit, she's lost her place instead. 6th, and Latinen has dropped down now. Basically, we're going to keep her under a bit because she's going to come into the pits first, hopefully. We don't want to stack them. Let's hope we can sort of keep this. Latinen's coming round, she's losing. No, she's not losing gas. She managed to hold on to 4th place pretty well. Santa Ana with backing up on the grid. She's starting to get caught a little bit. She's dropping down the field. Latinen is holding on to 4th place, but she's holding up the grid. She's losing time there, but whoever's behind her, El Sadat, I can't even remember what car he's driving. She's sort of holding people up there. She's really burning through those tyres, and she's just locked up as well. Where is the pit lane? That's great, isn't it? So she's locked up and totally made a mess of her tyres. So she's going to have to come in and go for mediums, otherwise she's not going to have the tyres to get through to the end of the race. Plus she's not going to be able to push fully now, so that's her strategy out of the window. Just in time to make the pit stop. Excuse me, cough. Refueling bad, tyres good, 8.5 seconds for that pit stop. Whereas Latinen is managing to hold on to 4th place. So the 15 lap races aren't looking as good as I thought they would, where we would be able to do the same strategy for 13 lap races, but we do have a couple of 13 lap races upcoming. The strategy for a 15 lap race, we are allowed to put the same amount of fuel in the car as we would for a 13 lap race. I was hoping for 7, being able to put 7 laps in, so we will be able to run the same strategies. Latinen has got up into 3rd place now. I don't know whether someone made a pit stop. I think a couple of people did, didn't they? So maybe that's why she's up in 3rd. How much she's going to be able to get out of this car? A lot of people are seeming to pit in there, so we'll go ahead and have a fuss and see if we can make up some time whilst everyone else comes into the pit stop. And we're going to see if she can go a bit longer with the next tyre. So we're going to copy everyone else and go for the mediums. Pit strategy, should we risk it? It's quite a big risk for him to make a mistake, isn't it? That could be the difference between like coming out in 4th place and coming out in 7th place, which obviously we don't want. I'm going to try to keep Santa Ana out as long as we can now. She's got 3 laps left. I don't know whether to turn down the engine because we do want her to stay out long enough. She's having quite a decent pit stop. Let's see where we can get her out of the pits in. Back out in 4th place, which is pretty decent. Santa Ana is running 7th in the race. She's not doing too bad at the moment. Everyone seems to have made 1 pit stop, so she did quite well then on the... I think coming in early she seemed to get the jump on pretty much everyone else, didn't she? Because she was running quite low down the order. It sort of worked out for her. If we can sort of hold everyone up and sort of... I'm going to try and run her through. I don't know how far she's going to get. She can't really push the fuel because we've got 1 stop after this, which will put 6 laps of fuel in, so maybe she's going to have to go in a low engine mode or make another pit stop after that. She sort of really messed herself up with locking up the tyres, but then again, coming in that little bit early seems to have pushed her up the order a little bit. It's not too bad. Who's just coming? Marchetta's coming again? Is that his first pit stop? But we're running 3rd anyway at the moment. It seems to be quite a hard course to overtake on after the start because no one seems to be... She's complaining that she's not getting enough heat into the tyres. But she's going to come in and change these tyres anyway. She's not got enough fuel to get round the track anymore. So basically she's going to have to come in again and make another stop, so... What's he got left? She's going round, so she'll be on this lap 8. she's got quite a while to go, hasn't she? So I don't think there's any chance of her, because of her having to pit so early and the fuel restrictions. I think what we're going to have to do is get her back on a pair of softs and have her push this car to the limit, aren't we? Otherwise she's going to end up, because she's got to make 2 stops, she's going to have to do a 3-stopper now anyway. Whether she can make up enough time pushing the car to keep up with everyone else, I don't know, but we'll see what she can do. Lattinen's running in first now because everyone's made a pit stop. She's still pushing this car to the limit. A lot of these cars are going to be sort of... they're coming in at pretty much the same time as us, aren't they? So if we run that and don't have to make another pit stop, we'll try and keep her pushing to the end of this lap. And then when she comes into pitch, we're going to turn the engine down again. I can't remember what tyre I put her on now. Did I put her back in the mediums again? Go ahead and have her do that. See where she can get out of the pits. And she's out in second, third, fourth. She lost a bit of time then on that pit stop. Down in fifth, but no, she didn't, because 2 of these still have to pit, I think. She's not running too bad, but she's run into a load of traffic that she's come out. She's back here in 12th, and she's still got to make another pit stop. So basically, everyone sort of has the same restrictions as us, so whether they're going to have to run a 3-stop strategy, because they've all come in pretty early as well, I'm not sure. But hopefully we can keep this pace up and finish midfield. Basically all we want is this 9th place to get that 450,000. So we just have some excess fuel in a car, but we're going to try and get a few through to the end, so maybe we can have a push towards the end of the race. She's going to have to come in after this lap, maybe. Well, she's going to have to come in at some point. But we're just going to have a push a tiny bit more. With that, fresh tyres. She's running out of fuel, but we can keep pushing her, because her parts don't drop, and obviously the engine, look at that, her engine's still at what it started the race at, whilst everyone else's engine, unless anyone else has got that boost. Not sure we've just done everything, because I always seem to forget the tyres. So we've got tyres, we've got fuel, we're not changing parts, and we're going to go with a standard pit stop. Should have enough to get round to the end. A couple of cars, the other cars still aren't as reliable as ours, which is saying something for... Although these cars are probably upgrading the parts, which aren't as reliable as the older parts, because we've done a lot of work on them. She's coming round, she's going to complete this, so she's on the 13th lap, so we've got 3 laps left. It's not too, don't seem to be too much excess fuel, she's up in second. That's amazing. Basically we're having another really good race here. Santa Ana's down at the back again because she had to do 3 pit stops to get through to the end of the race. But hopefully she can sort of hang on to this. But she does have a few cars behind her that are really pushing her. But this course does seem, this track should I say, does seem to be really hard to pass on. It doesn't bode well for her, so she's gonna struggle to get past these cars. She's gonna keep pushing anyway. But we're coming down to the final lap. A couple of corners and then we're on to the final lap. She's got no chance of catching first, but hopefully she can hold on to this second place, and then we've ended up with 2. No, come on. Yeah, thought we're gonna lose, and we're going to end up with 2 second places twice in a row, both from the different drivers. It's just a shame that she had to make that pit stop. She's going to come round hopefully. I'm just going to have a quick look at her and see where she would have. She's 45 seconds behind. I can't remember. We lose about 20 seconds, so she would have been about 25 seconds behind. So she would have been up here somewhere. She hadn't locked up her tyres initially. Plus, she had to go into the mediums, which wasn't the strategy, whether that made some time. So we could have had a pretty decent race here if she hadn't made that mistake of locking up the tyres. I'm going to hope she can hang on to this. She's gonna lose it on the last corner. No, she's coming through, and second place. That's amazing once again. Finished second. She's got no chance of passing anyone. So second and 16th. Again, second and 16th. Isn't too bad to have one at the top and one at the bottom. I sort of swapped round from the last race. But we've really got. She finished 23 seconds behind the leader, so it just shows she wasn't really quick, which might hold on to that place. So I think the Munich course must be it must be really hard for the cars to pass on. Maybe that worked in our advantage because saying that one of the Garuda cars managed to get right from the back to the front. Obviously pit stops and stuff do that, but she did really well doing 2 mediums as well. Yeah, a couple of other cars did 3 stops. Yeah, a lot of them seem to do 3 stops. It's strange. She would have probably got away with doing 2 if she hadn't messed these tyres up and had to do 2. I'll manage to get 2 laps done on that. Go ahead and continue. There's always a risk of Santa Ana's car being flagged. She does have a dodgy engine. But she didn't. No one got flagged for her to move up. But second place for Lattinen. Another trophy. Second podium in a row. But it doesn't do enough. Santa Ana's dropped back down the order. She was up here somewhere. So it doesn't do enough to get us off the bottom. Hopefully we might be able to claw back some ground because these are quite crowded here. However, if we can just about get somewhere up here by continuing these higher finishes. We seem to be really good at getting one car to finish high up, but not both cars at the moment. Hopefully we can try and get both cars in the top 10 at some point. Whether that's possible or not, but that race was possibly our best chance of doing that. But the lock-up really hurt us. Yeah, just that lock-up on the second lap. So we go ahead and see what everyone's at 100% morale. He's at 100%. We finished 4th in total in that race, and we've got the new unlock. So she's now got the engine expert, so she can actually push her engine a little bit harder now. We've had the engine drop in just as she can. Yeah, so we're moving forward, and we did hit that target again. So 1.4 million, just under again. Another amazing result. Squirreling away all this money for next year. Let's save this game. Yeah, so we're not doing too badly. Next, what part is this? This is part 6, isn't it? So yeah, coming up we've got a vote for medium length practice sessions. I think I'll probably be voting for that. Maybe. I don't know, because maybe the computer can't get their setups quite right. So if by chance we do actually manage to get an amazing setup, it does work in our favour because the other cars can't quite get theirs. We'll go ahead and wait and see what it says, but we've got another 13 lap race coming up, so we should. But fuel burn is high. I think we're going to try and run a one-stop strategy for one of the cars again like we did, and then have Santa Ana push. That's going to be, yeah, I think that'll be the strategy for the next race. That's about practice. Jar 1 in the Garuda. Car condition only dropped 21%. And we'll just go ahead and do this interview. You must be delighted with that podium for Mia. Absolutely. And Innocent Anna struggled. It wasn't a great drive, but I'm not worrying, she's a good driver. Go ahead and click finish interview, and we'll finish this video there for today. Another good result. We're still struggling to get off the bottom though, so hopefully now we've got Oops, hitting the mic. We've got 4 more races left. Didn't do well in Tondela last time, but it is a shorter version of the course. Well, not a shorter version, but a longer version of the course with less laps, which seem to suit us. But yeah, we've got 4 races left, and we do have a sponsor slot to fill as well, so we can get a bit of extra money through that. We probably accept the one with a high upfront payment, because I think we're going to try use this one till the end of the season. But yeah, we'll leave that video there. Until next time, until part 7, I'll see you then. Goodbye.